There was a legend about a monster that only has a head. They were once humans who failed to harness magic. As a punishment, those people were turned into monsters. Men were named Krahan and women were called Krasue. Normally, people would call for help and ask the hunters to exorcise them. However, our main character Noi not only refused to call the hunters but also brought offerings to the Krasue. So what the hell happened here? Why didn't he call the hunters? Why did he protect her? The movie we are watching today, Krasue Inhuman Kiss, shall provide you with the answer. Ready, set, go. It is said that women who either received a kiss from the Krasue or was infected with its oral fluid would eventually turn into one of them. Our female lead, Sai, played a game of hide and seek with her friends inside a haunted house deep in the woods. While playing, Sai came across a room with a wooden crate. Out of curiosity, she came closer to check if something was inside, as if you would find a ghost in a place like this. Slowly, she peeked inside and found, surprisingly, nothing. But hold on, something was creeping up behind her. She immediately turned around and saw Krasue. The Krasue gave Sai a kiss so that she would turn into one of them and stay with her forever. However, since Sai was not an ordinary girl, it took way longer for her to start turning. Sai already knew about the legend of the Krasue, so she was worried that she might be turning into one of them. At the same time, a group of Krasue hunters suddenly showed up at the village. The person who brought them here was none other than Noi, the male lead, who also happened to be Sai's crush. Noi lost his parents to the war. On his way to escape, he ran into the hunter's leader, Dak. He was then escorted all the way to his homeland, the place Sai lives. A few days before Sai knew herself was turning, the villagers found out that their cattle were dying for unknown reasons. Little did they know, Sai was the culprit all along. Fortunately for them, the hunters had come for the rescue. They are professional Krasue hunters, who were alerted by the locals about the Krasue in the village. The hunter's leader, Dak, decided to stay until the Krasue was found and contained. The villagers did not trust him. Dak showed them the Krasue's remains. The villagers immediately trusted him. Many boys volunteered to join the Krasue's hunt, including Zay, who had a crush on Sai. The next day, Sai woke up and saw her window open. She also found a pool of blood on her bed as well as the demonic signs on her chest. Too bad the director did not give us a closer look. All signs indicated that Sai was indeed a Krasue, and she had quite a feast yesterday. Later on, she knew that the house next door had their buffalo killed. On top of that, it was also lying in a pool of blood. She knew this is what she did after turning. That night, to prevent the foreseeable tragedies, she locked every single door in the house. But it was no match for the power of the Krasue. Sai started to feel pain all over her body as the demonic signs started to show up. Weird flashes appeared in her head. Memories she did not have, as well as the place she first met Krasue. The first thing she did after turning was to kidnap a kid. The kid would be gone forever, had it not been for Tak and the boys. Sai escaped and returned home. Noi saw the direction and realized she was heading to Sai's home. He immediately rushed to the scene and found the window to Sai's room was left open. He immediately climbed in and witnessed the horror. Quick question, if one day you find out that your crush was actually a monster, what would you do? Would you tell the hunters so that they can kill her? Or hide the truth from everyone and keep loving her? I know you have your answer. Noi, obviously, chose to hide the truth from everyone. To prevent her from hurting others, Noi bought chickens to offer up to the Krasue. The couple spent all their day in the clinic to take care of others. However, one day, a girl accidentally drank from the same cup as Sai, so she was infected and turned into a Krasue. Tak's group quickly took care of the issue, but found out that the girl was in the clinic that day. As a result, he immediately suspected Sai. Noi wanted to protect Sai, so he tried to find out a cure to this disease. A monk told him that there was a cure, also named Krasue, that could lift the curse, but it can no longer be found. Noi took her to the place where the flashes in her head took place. However, they were followed by Tak's people. When the couple reached the place, they found a sea of Krasue's herbs. After a couple tests, it feels like the herbs were legit. Unfortunately, it was already too late, as Tak's people slowly approached. Sai ran away with the herb and ran into a dead end. She quickly realized this was the same room where she first met a Krasue. Again, weird flashes showed up in her mind. Sai woke up, posseized, killed every single hunter except for Tak and Zay, then escaped. Noi quickly carried her to the village as the locals rushed into the woods. Tak and Zay, after joining the villagers, revealed Sai's identity. Sai's father did not believe Tak. The locals believed Tak. He called Sai over to explain herself. She said she was kidnapped and brought to their hideout to conduct some inappropriate behavior. It fueled Tak with anger upon hearing such lies. He told Zay to expose it. Zay, without question, also chose to cover up for her. Tak gave a warning shot and started to behave strangely. Turned out, he was wounded by Sai in the woods and turned into Krahan. He later came to Zay and also turned him into one of them. A few days later, Tak started to take his revenge on Sai. First, he burned the sea of herbs to the ground. Then he constantly provoked Zay to go kill Sai. Though Zay was only one step away from turning into a Krahan, he still refused to follow his order. Noi found out that the herbs are no more, so he persuaded Sai to run away with him the night after. However, that night, Sai came to Zay's house to say goodbye, only to find out that Zay knew all along about her turning into a Krasue. His love for her was the only thing that kept him from exposing her to everyone. He joined the hunt so he could lead them astray. But he couldn't stand seeing Noi and Sai being lovey-dovey every day. Zay pulled down the sheets so Sai could see how close he was from turning. He cried, begging her, pleading with her not to leave him. Sai did not answer right away. She went home to have the final talk with her father. Her question said it all. If one day I were to leave this place, would you be fine with it? She made the ultimate decision to run away with Noi. Sai packed her bags and prepared to leave. Meanwhile, Noi was talking to the monk. He told Noi about the legend of Krasue. The first Krasue had a child with a human. After conceiving, they ran away together, only to be stopped by Krahan. Krahan was deeply in love with Krasue, so he murdered both of them and take away Krasue's heart to make up for his loss. The rage of Krahan was then passed down through generations. Any man after turning into a Krahan will be controlled by Krahan's blood to go murder any Krasue they could find. Tak was wounded by Sai and turned into a Krahan, so he went on to do the same thing with Zay, which means there were currently 2 Krahan. Tak would definitely show Sai no mercy. Zay, on the other hand, could still resist the curse. But what happened after was the perfect chance for Tak to successfully provoke Zay. As Sai was packing her bags, her father dragged her to a gathering. Though she had already proven herself, the rumors still spread. Since Krasue only shows up at night, her father dragged her outside to prove that his daughter was innocent. However, he never thought that the rumors were actually true. Because the herbs were no more, Sai could turn into a Krasue before I can finish my sentence. Tak, once again, showed up next to Zay to make him turn. This time, Zay could not hold it in anymore. He turned into a Krahan the same time as Sai. The monk turned his head over as he sensed something. After Sai had turned, the men constantly fired at her. The women ravaged her human body. Zay and Tak immediately flew over. Zay quickly catched Krasue, but Noi showed up to stop him. Tak saw it and jumped in to steal the kill. Zay threw Krasue away and fought Tak one-on-one, Krahan to Krahan. Unfortunately, Zay was no match for Tak and was killed quickly. Tak chased after Noi, who was running away with Sai. Noi saw no other way out, so he decided to fight Tak on his own. However, before anyone could move, Tak was taken out from behind by the monk himself. He revealed his tragic past. He, like Noi, also fell in love with a Krasue called Nua. Afraid that the villagers might find out, he brought her to an abandoned shack deep inside the woods and locked her up inside a crate. The Krasue that turned Sai into one of them was also Nua. The monk told Noi a safe route to take. Noi quickly took Sai to the raft. The villagers also chased after them. Noi had reached the lake. The way out is so close. Noi carefully put Sai's body on the raft. Sai took a look at her body and knew that she would not survive like this. Sai flew closer to Noi to look at him one last time. "You're gonna be okay. I still can fix you." Sai stayed behind and let Noi go. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.